everybody, it is Wednesday. Rachel here in the Weather Center doing a Facebook Live a little early tonight so I can... My kids have just been really hard to put to bed lately. I'm going to run home and put them to bed and hope that they don't give me issues, but I wanted to leave myself a little bit of padding. So the timing of this works out really well with some snow moving in later tonight, but it's after the evening commute and the snow is over with before the morning drive. So it works out really well if, you don't want to drive in snow unless you're a third shifter, then of course you're going to be dealing with some snow-covered roads overnight tonight. So this is going to get started after, let's say, between 10 p.m. and about midnight or snow. That works as well. The immediate shoreline, if you guys start off as seeing snow or a mix, you pretty quickly just go over to rain. And everybody will eventually go over to rain around or after 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So if you're not up late tonight, you might not even know that it snowed. You might just miss this entirely. And I do think that we'll get some accumulation away from the shoreline. There could be a coating, maybe even up to an inch or two. But by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, a lot of that is washed away or turned into slush. The roadways with temperatures above freezing should just be wet, especially if the DOT crews are out doing their thing overnight tonight, but your driveway might be slushy. You might want to leave yourself some extra time. And you never know, there could be a few scattered delays. I don't pretend to know what goes into that equation. Hello, Lexi, Carol, what's going on? Hi in Ellington from Sean and Kevin in Oakdale and David in Groton. So this is the time. Break it all down for you guys. Nothing going on over the course of the next couple hours or so. By the way, I'm listening to Jessica Simpson's audiobook, and I find myself breaking into a very slight Southern accent occasionally, so I'm sorry if that happens. I'm one of those people that for some reason just adopt people's accents. So here we are at 11 o'clock at night, and it's starting to snow in parts of Fairfield County. We're snowing in more locations as we head towards midnight. It's snowing everywhere. Not too bad. 1 o'clock in the morning. Again, a brief mix on the shoreline certainly possible before a quick change over to some rain. So noticing as we head towards 3:30, 4 o'clock, almost everybody is seeing rainfall by 4 o'clock. Now, 37, no way you're seeing accumulation there. 34 in Hartford, maybe things are a little bit slushy by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. And where there's a better chance of having some slushy spots by Thursday morning, you can see Torrington's at 32 degrees. So by 6 a.m., no matter what everyone's having rain fall from the skies. So it's just a matter of how those roads going to be. And again, for the most part, they're just looking wet. But even so, you might be splashing through some puddles. So either way, it's a slower drive. And again, there might be some stuff in your driveway. Then that morning rain will end up tapering to scattered showers as we head through the afternoon as a cold front comes through. And that cold front is going to eventually pave the way for some colder air as we head into Friday. Let's see what you guys are saying. How is 84 in Waterbury going to look in the morning? I think generally this is going to be a low impact for most of us. The highways should be fine tomorrow morning through Waterbury. Thank you, Rachel. I'm glad I brightened your night, Stephen. I just wanted to show you for fun what some of our computer models are showing for snowfall totals, because for some reason that's all anybody cares about, even if you slept through this entire event. This is the NAM. Again, showing a coating to an inch or two, maybe 3 somewhere in the higher elevations. That's a pretty decent representation, I think, of what could end up happening. The HRR is a little more robust. It's got, I like that word, robust. It's got more like 1 to 3, but it still has rain everywhere. I'm going to show you. It still has rain everywhere by the morning commute. So it's like, I don't really know if it makes a difference what ends up falling, because a lot of that's going to end up getting washed away or slushified. I also think initially what falls, the initial batch is going to end up falling into that warmer ground. Today is pretty warm. So initially what ends up falling may end up melting too. Scattered chance of no tomorrow morning. Hi, Pete. How are you? Let's see. I'm doing well, Rachel. Life is good. Will the kids have school? Yeah, there's not going to be any cancellations tomorrow. I just jinxed us. But I don't think there's going to be any cancellations tomorrow. There might be a couple scattered delays in northern Connecticut. Maybe, I don't know, they're trying to clean up the sidewalks a little bit slushy, that sort of a thing. I'm trying to talk about this stuff in an overabundance of caution. I do think that a lot of folks wake up and you look out the window and there's not much of anything. I don't think there's a whole lot of ice out there either. There's a thin layer of glaze that's possible, but mostly it would just be whatever was left over of what fell the night before, kind of slushified. I love this word, slushified, by the morning. So if you end up getting a coating and then we change to rain, it's probably melted for you by the time you wake up. If you're in one of those towns that get 2 inches, again, there might still be some mushy stuff, some slop by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Let's see. Hello from Jewett City. In Jewett City, you're probably not going to deal with anything. Same. Yep. Same is true for you, John, in Waterford. You're welcome. I was talking about 1 to 2 inches on Twitter, and somebody wrote back and said, changed it from the quotation marks to the apostrophe. That should say 1 to 2 feet. I was like, yeah, you're right. It should. It will wash away in Lyme, but you may briefly get some snow. I mean, if you blink, you could miss it, Laura. You're going to be driving from Norfolk to Cheshire at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, Glenn, you're going to be driving in some snow. So anybody who's a third shifter, anybody driving out and about at 3 o'clock in the morning is going to have to leave yourself some extra time for sure. So if the timing of this was a little bit later, if we were getting this little burst of a coating to 1 inch or 2, can make the morning commute horrible if it's falling during the morning commute. But I love the fact that it's really going to be overnight. So still some lingering issues, but nothing major heading into tomorrow morning. Dawn is asking how much rain, and it's looking like, I think for most, about a 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch. Some of our computer models are saying 1/2 inch to 1 inch. It's certainly possible, but I think 1 inch would be on the higher end of things. Doug's saying, woohoo, school may get out in early June this year. I feel like I always got out of school in June when I was a kid. When do kids get out these days? Slush factor, that's from Jim. Slushified. Alex is saying that could be the next entry into Webster, right? And it would just totally make sense. And you'd be like, I know the girl who invented that. Let's see, what else are you guys asking me? I'm scrolling up. 10 minutes of winter, LOL, that's from Carrie. No, like seriously. All of a sudden you're like, yay, oh. So let's talk about Friday. It's Valentine's Day. Temperatures are gonna be in the upper 20s to right around 30 degrees and it's breezy. So there's gonna be a wind chill. Now, Friday night, you're taking your honey out to dinner. It's going to feel like the single digits. And late at night, like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, it could feel like near or below 0 briefly. So it's just as cold Friday as it will be on Saturday, but I think Friday will feel colder because of that breeze, and then Saturday is not quite as harsh. But already by Sunday, Monday, temperatures are rebounding up into the 40s. Do you guys want to see something really cool? So, Eric Fisher in Boston, he's a Boston meteorologist. We're all like kind of friends in the Twitter world, all these meteorologists. And he posted an interesting graphic representing how a prediction of how the rest of winter will go based on previous winters that have been similar up to this point. So I ran the numbers for Hartford, not for Boston, because he's focused on Boston, and we want to know what's up with Hartford, right? So I know this is really complicated. I have to figure out a cool way to share this on TV. So I'll tell you what the big picture is first, and then I'll explain it. Basically, if you compare this year to past years where we had a cold start and then mainly well above average temperatures, most of those winters have also been well above average into March. So for the rest of February into March. So if past winters are any indication of what this winter will do, if we've been warm, we're likely going to stay warm. Only 2 years have turned colder in March and April, and those were, I had clicked on it earlier, 92, 93 in the winter of 55, 56. So basically, there's a 60% chance, which is pretty good. The majority of the years have remained mild. I have to figure out a better way to describe that. I hope you got it. I know you guys got it. All right, let me scroll to the bottom so I can see the fresh comments. Let's see. 0600 is early enough. I need school snow days. I am lucky enough that I don't have to worry about that stuff yet. My kids only go to preschool, so I'm like 3 days a week for like 3 hours. But also I'm here in the morning. I cannot imagine what you parents do when you have to go to work and then you don't have a babysitter and all of a sudden your kids are home from school. What do you do? I mean, I do not envy the situation that a lot of you are put in all the time. And I don't envy superintendents because they end up delaying. People are mad they delayed. They don't delay. People are mad they didn't delay. I mean, no matter what, they cannot win. So that's why when people say, do you think they should? I'm like, I don't want to weigh in because I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, and it is a hard call for them. Cool chart, Rach. Thanks, Alex. I thought it was really cool, too. I'm really excited about it. I have to figure out a nice way to display the data in a way that's not super confusing with lots of squiggly lines. Yeah, you can work from home. I mean, but it's not always possible for everybody. Doug's saying, I work at school, and we're supposed to get out June 12th. Yeah, I feel like that's about when I got out, when I was a kid. Closet cast. Yeah, you can always do work from the closet like I tend to do. By the way, I still go out on a Saturday or Sunday night, and people come up to me, and instead of saying, we watch you every night, which a lot of really sweet people say, they're like, I love your closet casts. I'm like, I have to keep doing that. You guys are huge fans. I start work at 4:55. I'm a bus school driver. So Lillian, you're going to be in the group where the roads may still be slushy for you, especially if you're in the northern half of the state, Hartford, Tolland, Windham, Litchfield counties. So the roads are going to improve a lot between, 5 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock in the morning. I think there's going to be a huge difference. So it really just depends. And some schools get in really early and some schools get in late. Thank you so much, Michael. And you're welcome, Stephen. It is my pleasure. Hi, Gigi. What's going on? All right, so I'm just going to recap what I just spoke about in case some of you are just joining me. Snow is going to get underway between 10 p.m. and about midnight. Snows for a few hours until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. By 4 a.m., everybody's changed over to rain. If you're on the shoreline, mix to rain happens pretty quickly. You might not even really see any snow. There is a chance for a brief coating to an inch or two of accumulation, followed by rain on top of that. So you wake up, you don't see an inch or two of snow. It's probably either melted or slushified. So I do think that a lot of the roadways will be wet, but some that have not been treated or plowed and then we've changed to rain, especially in northern Connecticut, there might still be some slush out there on the roads. So definitely even if you're not in one of those areas that gets snow accumulation, it's going to be raining tomorrow morning. And we all know how even just a little rain can make your commute a little longer. So that's why I'm saying either way, it's probably a slower drive anyway. The morning commute will get you, the morning team will get you started. Danny Moranci and Matt Scott. I'm retired. Should I sleep in tomorrow? Yes. Congratulations on being retired. Sleep in tomorrow. Good night to you too, Kevin. Hope you guys can join us tonight at 10. Oh my gosh, we've got a lot of retired people. Tom is retired. Yeah, Gigi, I think that Waterbury is going to be okay. There might be, if you're up super early before 5 a.m., some slushy spots, but by the time people are heading out the door after 7 o'clock, I mean, I'm just guessing when the average person heads out the door. I don't know if that's a good thing to do because everybody heads out at different times. But I know when I used to do traffic, believe me, I actually filled in for Rachel Lutzker a bunch of times when I was first starting here. I hated it. I'm like, what highway is this? I called 9184 all the time. People were like, oh my gosh, this girl. But the majority of people, like, the roads start to get busy 7, 8 o'clock. So that's around the time the roads are really vastly improving out there. And we're just getting rain falling from the sky at that point. Do I think it's good to head south to Florida in the morning? I mean, too hot in Florida. Gross. New weather team term, LOL, slushified. Do you like it? The Daytona 500 NASCAR is racing on Sunday on Fox 61. Okay, good to know. Make a note for Rachel Piscatelli just in case she's delayed that night. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you tonight at 10 and 11. I'm going to figure out some way to kind of coolly display this data that I showed you and gave you a sneak peek about. And hopefully you get out the door fine. If you don't, I wish you safe travels. And if there's anything that changes dramatically between, you know, now and 10 o'clock, I'll make sure to post it here for you guys too. So thanks so much and see you later.